The U.S. Federal Reserve has cut its interest rates by a quarter percentage point for the second time since July as concerns grow about a potential global slowdown. Officials also left the door open for another rate cut this year if the economy weakens further, reinforcing the message by Fed Chairman Jerome Powell that policymakers will do whatever is necessary to prevent a recession. But President Donald Trump immediately weighed in with a bad review. Our Seung-jae has our top story.
Following a two-day policy meeting, the U.S. Federal Reserve announced Wednesday it was cutting its benchmark interest rate by a quarter percentage point to a range of 1.75% to 2%. The cut comes just 7 weeks after the Federal Open Market Committee went ahead in July with its first rate cut in 11 years. President Trump, who has been pressuring the Fed to take more sweeping cuts to make the U.S. economy more competitive, immediately took to Twitter following the announcement, saying Fed Chair Jerome Powell and other Fed policymakers had again failed to meet his expectations. However, with 2 more meetings this year, analysts predict at least 1 more rate cut, potentially totaling 3 or even 4 this year alone. During his press conference on Wednesday, Powell echoed those predictions, saying the Fed could make 1 or 2 more small cuts in the future. Despite the latest cut, Fed policymakers were sharply divided over whether to hold or continue to gradually reduce rates. The division comes amid mixed views on the relative strength of the U.S. economy. With unemployment at a 50-year low and rising wages, U.S. consumers have continued to spend money. However, unresolved trade negotiations between the U.S. and China have weakened business investment and put the brakes on the U.S. manufacturing sector. For the time being, Fed officials still forecast moderate economic growth and a strong market going forward. They remain hopeful that inflation will rise closer to their 2% target, a level it considers healthy for the U.S. economy. Seung-jae, Arirang News.